If you don't quit, there's always a chance to win. Hey everyone, this is Locsin from Davao City, Philippines, and today I wanted to make this video to kind of share to you what I've been through in the last 4 to 5 months. And at the end of the video, I hope that you'd feel encouraged and empowered to keep fighting for your dreams, to keep fighting for what makes your eyes sparkle, because we all know that every single one of us has a battle that we fight every single day. And most of the time, nobody knows about that battle except ourselves. So I hope that this video will encourage you to not let your sickness, your situation, the difficulty weigh you down and dictate the way you live. So in the last 4 months, I have been battling this infection called Burkholderia cepacia. This is a colonizing infection. That means when you get it, it will most likely colonize and stay in your catheter or blood. Most of the time, you get it from fluids used in the hospital. For example, irrigation solution and intravenous fluids and all that stuff. I'm doing dialysis, so I'm definitely at risk of this infection at all times. So you're probably wondering how it felt having the infection. Well, for me, it started with a fever. Then I had heavy chills. Chills so heavy that will make your body hurt all over. So that's me under the blanket having chills. My best friend Ram, before he was killed, helping to calm me, and my wife just holding me to comfort me. And then I had shortness of breath, night sweats, and many unplanned runs to the ER. I was admitted twice and a dozen of tests were done, till finally my nephrologist and infectious disease doctor decided that the best way to get rid of this infection was to remove my catheter, load me with antibiotics for days, and then insert a new catheter in my femoral area. So that means in 1 week I had to do 2 surgeries, and it has been a very challenging journey. So first surgery was on Wednesday. I decided not to go home and head straight to the operating room to get the first surgery done. I did not realize that there were other things that needs to be taken care of before the surgery. Paperwork, billing, and many other things. Gladly, my life, my angel, came to save me from the stress of dealing with all the other stuff so I can focus my head on the surgery. Second issue was that the surgeon that I usually have for surgeries like this, Dr. Kathleen Mata, was not available because she just had a baby. That was one big problem for me because she is the only one that I trust when it comes to surgeries. She is amazing at what she does and very light-handed. I mean, all the other surgeries I had with her were very smooth and easy. Gladly, another great surgeon was recommended by my nephro, very sensitive to how I feel and my comfort, and very light-handed as well. So first one done, went home without a catheter. That's me coming home. I was advised to be very careful with the amount of liquid that I take in, because if my lungs drown, it can be deadly, as I won't be able to do dialysis because I don't have a catheter. Yo, that's crazy. This is how I look without my perm cath. It's been like 5 years since I have this area here just clear. It's kind of weird to look at it without the perm cath. Kind of miss it too. Oh man, surgery went well. Another one on Saturday. At night, my wife and I decided to go for our regular evening walks, just to kind of get our minds away from the stress of the week and have our time together, as it was a very busy week. In that next 3 days, I ate very little and drank very little. I was very dry and thirsty. Saturday came, I was driving to the hospital early in the morning, a little nervous and unsure of what to expect for the surgery. I was not able to sleep the night before, just thinking about the whole process, the pain, the adjustments, and all of that. I don't know anything about the femoral catheter. This is gonna be new to me. Surgery lasted for about an hour and a half, and then I went straight to dialysis. By God's grace and mercy, both surgeries went smoothly. The first night after the second surgery, which was the insertion of the catheter, I was in so much pain. It felt like a vein inside me was being pulled like a rubber band. The pain meds did not work and I had to just take the pain. It was difficult and made me want to break things. All I could do was pray that the pain would pass and my body would be able to relax. I bled a lot and was not able to sleep at all, as I have to keep changing and cleaning every few minutes because of all the bleeding. Sunday came and I was still bleeding till late afternoon that I finally decided to go back to the hospital and have the wounds checked. Well, 4 stitches were added to the incision in my stomach and another 4 4 stitches added to the incision on my leg. Until the following day, Monday and Tuesday, I was still bleeding a little bit, especially if I make sudden movements, but it wasn't as bad. The following week, same dialysis routine, but I also had to load antibiotics for the infection. And on Friday, I was supposed to do dialysis, but my catheter had clotting and they could not push or draw blood.
Well, have a little bit of bad news today. I'm here at the dialysis center, but I haven't started my dialysis treatment yet because my catheter right now sadly developed a blood clot inside, so they can't pull out the blood or they can't push it in, so it can't go through the machine to get cleaned. So what's gonna happen now is I'm waiting for the surgeon to get to the hospital so I can go to the operating room, get back on the operating table, do another emergency surgery to reposition my catheter, and then when that's done, I hope I can do my dialysis today because it's weekend and it's gonna be a long couple of days if I don't do my dialysis. I'm actually already feeling kind of tingly right now in my body. That means I have electrolyte imbalance already. So the Lord's good. We're trusting in Him, keeping a good heart in all this situation. I'll keep you guys updated as things progress today.
It was very stressful, but when things don't go as planned, we just have to try and find things to laugh about. For example, the hospital turning me into a female.
Alright, turns out I'm a female in the hospital. Female? Female.
Bye-bye.
After the emergency surgery, I did dialysis right away, and that's done. In the evening, I had to go to a business meeting for the surge seminar that we were doing the next day with our guest speaker that flew in from Manila. Then Saturday came, the day of the seminar. We were up early and was in the venue early to set things up.
Hey, good morning. We're here. Finally here. We are doing the How to Land a Client as a Virtual Assistant workshop with Dan Meyer and my wife, Serge. And we've been planning for this thing for months, and finally it's happening now. So I'm gonna take you inside and show you guys what's going on. Right now they're doing a group activity, and I'll show you guys. Let's go inside.
I did the welcoming of the people and hosted the whole event. And then while the speaker and my wife took turns to speak, I was driving around the city, going to the hospital for my antibiotic medication, picking up the twins, running some errands for the event, and then back to hosting the event. Finally, at the end of the day, the event was a success. So that's the whole 2 weeks for me. And on top of that, we had to go to business meetings after business meetings, checking out the office, and give 100% support to my wife, who's also working on opening a training center here in Davao City. With everything that happened in just 2 weeks, I want to share to you all what I've learned in the process. This whole 5 years of being on dialysis and dealing with infections and other issues, I have learned that we can't let sickness or anything negative dictate the way we live or pursue what we want to happen in our life. I have seen people on dialysis that just seem like they have ultimately decided to resign into the sickness and let go of their lives. They quit doing things, they let the sickness take over them, and ultimately just stop living. Listen, we will go through many things in life. Many of them will be unpleasant and discouraging, but we can't let our situations stop us from pursuing our destiny. We can't let a bad situation take over our whole life, because if we let that happen, then there's no point in living. We lose that sparkle in our eyes and we become nothing. I always think to myself that I don't want to be lying in my deathbed thinking, what if I gave it my all? What if I tried? When it's time for me to go, I want to be thinking I gave it everything I've got. I believed, I pursued, and I fought. No regrets. I lived a full life. Again, I want to make it clear. You will go through bad times. You will fight battles. You will have discouraging times. But by all means, keep moving forward. Keep making an impact. Keep believing. Keep fighting. It might be hard. It can be painful. It can be almost impossible. But my mentor always tells me that as long as you're fighting, you always have a chance to win. Picture a boxer. He's fighting in the ring, but he is losing. He is bleeding all over, he's in pain, broken nose, busted eyebrows, but he never quit, never threw the towel in until the last and final round. He stood there, bleeding and in pain, and couldn't see because his eyes were swollen and blood was running down his face. But he threw an aimless punch and accidentally hits his opponent hard right on the chin. His opponent falls and a knockout was declared, and he wins the fight. Listen, it might look like you're losing now. It might look like you have a busted eyebrows and a broken nose, but hang in there and keep fighting, because soon you just might land a knockout punch and come out on the other side a winner, a champion. If there's anything that I want you guys to get from this video, it's this. We can't call ourselves victorious if we did not go through a fight. We can't call ourselves overcomer if we did not go through hell and crawl out of it. Your battles and fights right now is what makes you an overcomer in Christ. So that is it. I hope that this is encouraging. I hope that this will help you get through whatever situation you're in. And again, do not let your situation, your sickness, the difficulty dictate the way you live. This is Locsin from Davao City, Philippines. I hope that you guys are encouraged, and I hope that you guys have a great day.
Check this out. I want to show you all the stitches I have right now. This one right here, this is where I had my first IJ catheter, and after we removed it, it has a lesion. See that? It's a little bump there. That's a lesion. So there's a stitch there. There's two stitches here. There's a stitch here. I have a bruise here. I don't know what that is. And then this one, there's a stitch. It's still stitches there. Here. And then here too. Alright, and then I have, I'll show you if I can see it. That. I also have a stitch. Down in my leg. There's two. So there's been a lot of stitches in the last 5 years, but hey man, we're fighting.